Imagine if you could send like a consumer satisfaction survey to your exes. There was nothing harder to me than like telling a super nice guy that like it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
I would rather crawl into a fucking hole and die. Could
Message me,
you
please.
imagine the fucking...
My heart would fall into my ass.
I was just gonna say the same words. Like I was gonna say heart to asshole immediately.
What's going on, internet? Welcome back to the Girls vs. World podcast. I'm very excited for today's episode, as I know I always fucking say, but hear me out. We're going to do two parts in this little series that we're going to do with our guest, because I really wanted her to be our first guest because she's got some fucking crazy stories and she's honestly such a character. So this first episode, you're just going to get to know Gina, fall in love with her, and you're going to hear a lot of fucking crazy stories from the three of your hosts here. And then the second episode next week, we're going to really dive deep. So I'm going to roll the intro music and then we'll get started. Welcome to the podcast, girls, and Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Welcome.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you here. You were supposed to be our first guest on this podcast, and then Josh took the spot.
Well, we'll deal with that later.
You know what's hilarious is I actually know Gina from working in a coffee shop. I've actually known Gina for like 4 years now.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, you and your mom, like when we were always busy and we would see you guys, it was always like,
Really?
okay, like a regular, oh, hi guys. Like we would be so excited. And you were like, a moment of like,
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I feel like we were, if anything, it'd be more annoying because, like, there they are again.
No,
Like,
we were
they
always
fucking
like,
come.
whenever we would see like irregulars, like it would be like comforting almost.
Yeah.
And so you and your mom were like one of those for me and Mary.
Aw, I love
That's
that.
so nice.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think I'm
gosh.
the only one that doesn't know Gina like prior to this.
I feel like we
Yeah.
may have. I don't know if there's really any overlap, but I feel like there was because your boyfriend was at a party. Wasn't it your birthday?
Yes.
But
Yeah, my
you-
birthday
before,
party.
There.
But I feel like, I don't know, like it was right after that, right? Or I heard
Did I
rumblings.
meet
I don't know. Like I've seen you. I feel like I've met you, but we weren't.
It's because you listen to the podcast. That's why.
Yeah. Well.
That could be it too. Yeah, maybe
Or I'm just
your
so
energy
familiar
was
with
there.
you from
Yeah.
social media. It's like my parasocial.
Yeah.
Wait, are you friends with Jared?
Yeah, Jared's my my childhood best
Literally
friend.
best friend, best
Were
friend.
you around on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
she was here.
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
I met you on Thanksgiving.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
cute.
I'm like, I know we've met, but we didn't talk that
Yeah,
much.
no,
Yeah.
because I was like, Jared's literally the only person that I didn't talk to on Thanksgiving.
That's true. Yeah,
'Cause he
Jared was
like,
busy.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Jared
Jared was
came
busy.
into the coffee shop with Gina, and I was like, "Are you Josh's brother?" And he was like, "Yes," and I was like, "And you're Gina." Okay,
That's how I know Bree, really, because like Jared and I became best friends as freshmen in high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would go over Jared or Josh's house, both of them, Jared,
Yeah.
Josh, their house every day. And Bree and Josh were dating back then.
Yeah.
So it's like funny. That was the first time I met Bree.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
now they're.
And then we
full
re-ran
circle.
into you in Target, and I was like, this is so familiar,
my
and it's
God.
so comforting. It's so funny.
You're a
Oh
very
my gosh.
comforting person.
Yeah, she's a
You're like a
super comforting.
blanket, like a warm hug.
Yeah,
That's
thank God.
crazy. I feel like depending on how you know me, I don't always get that kind of reaction. Like,
Nor do I, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, neither do I.
like some
Depends
people
on
are
if-
like, "Fuck, there's Gina again." Like,
I'm sure that's just your exes, to be honest with you.
I guess we'll get into that at some point, maybe, right?
As it would be for all of us, I'm sure. But it's
Yeah.
good that you feel like a blanket to all of us, because we're going to be talking about some serious shit
Yeah.
today.
Wait, a side note, imagine if you could send like a consumer satisfaction survey to your exes.
I love that.
I need to leave a tip
Like,
string.
what
6
would
out
they
of
say?
10 was like pretty okay.
Right.
Cheated on me once.
Right.
That's deducted points. Yeah.
That is funny as fuck. Should we start with the Banderfox? Anybody
I
have
don't
a...
have one.
I feel like instead of a banter box, maybe we can just discuss what we were talking about before, which
Okay.
is the are we dating the same
Oh,
person
yeah.
page? Are you
yes.
a part of that page as well?
No, I don't
Okay,
have
get
that kind of
on it.
anxiety,
You need
thank
to
God.
get into it.
No, fuck
Okay,
that.
maybe not.
I got on it out of pure, like, just suspicion. Not
Yeah.
suspicion of anyone, just like, I need to know what is
Yes.
on this page.
You know what's
So
crazy though?
I
Wait.
keep hearing about it. I need to know.
Yeah.
Wait, no, because I sent a text message earlier. I was talking to another active podcast listener, one of my acquaintances from high school, and I was like, "Are you seeing anybody?" She was like, "No, not really." I was like, "Good for you," because I fucking thrive when I'm single. So I think I just don't worry about that kind of shit. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, if they leave, fucking fantastic. Like whatever, I'm better by myself.
I was always like a relationship girl.
I can't
Always.
relate. You know what's crazy is like I was having this conversation with Josh like recently, and I was like, I don't understand how people have like been in relationships even since like their early 20s, because I was such a fucking different person back then.
That's me and Trav to a T.
Oh my
We
God,
have been
no.
dating for 9 years.
That's
so
wh-
we've kind of gone through our whole adulthood like together.
I also don't put up with a lot of shit though. Like
Yeah.
I'm quick to
Oh,
fucking
I
leave.
put
Like
up
I'm
with a
like
lot of shit.
So do I.
fucking
I'll
sign
go
up.
through the fucking
Yeah.
ringer.
I was
with
gonna say,
somebody.
but that's
I will
probably-
go through the ringer.
That's probably why you guys have been in long-term relationships though, because
because there's like people will, I think it's like 2 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 year.
Yeah.
Those are like the milestones where like relationships get really tumultuous for people because it's like a very transitional period.
That explains.
Yeah.
you never heard of that before?
So,
No shit.
And I can
God,
tell
that
you,
explains
I
so
can tell you
much.
that has pretty much like bar for bar been like me and Trav.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
it is a thing. But those pages are like a source of entertainment for me.
Right.
But also like there's some that I like see and I'm like, oh God, I can't even like read this. This is horrible. But then there's other ones that I see where I'm just like, that was fucking messy and I love
I love it.
up. Yeah.
I love the messiness of it, but it makes me anxious even when I know my man's not cheating on
Yeah.
me. I know nobody else is dating my man.
Yeah.
But I read it and I'm like, yo, that shit can really happen to anyone.
the way that it like, yeah,
like
it
the
could.
way that you don't know, like
people
like
can
you
be
said,
so certain and then
yeah,
like,
just putting out a feeler, not sure, but
Yeah.
like we've been dating for, or we've been married for
Yeah.
15 years and we have 3 kids and a house and
Yeah.
I
Those
don't know what to
pages
do.
make me really
What?
lose any kind of hope because I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm already so like I just don't trust anyone anymore
Yeah.
at this point. I feel, but that's not a healthy mindset to be in, and like it's not great. But then those pages make it worse. But it's like, okay, maybe I
Like,
should
men
trust
really
a man.
ain't
And then
shit.
you see like, oh, we've been married 25 years, found out he's seeing a different woman or
Right.
has a separate family. Like I've seen like
Yeah,
I've
I've seen
seen
that
that.
one as well a couple times, which is
and they
fucking
don't
crazy.
have any clue. Obviously,
Yeah.
they might, I guess, at this point
They
because
have
they're
like a little
posting. But
inkling, I think. I mean, I would assume if you're putting yourself out there in a photo, like a photo of your man, like out there for the most part, like
You have to have a gut feeling.
you have an inkling of some sort,
or
you
if
know?
some other woman posts, has anyone been dating my man? They find out he's married that
Oh,
way.
and then you see a girl
Right.
in the comments being like, "Hi,
my
I'm the
husband."
girlfriend.
Right.
I've been with
That's-
this person.
Could
Message me,
you
please."
imagine the fucking...
My heart would fall into my ass.
I was just gonna say
Yes.
the same words. Like I was gonna say heart to asshole
Yeah.
immediately.
Asshole, there it is. The buzzword of the podcast is asshole every single time.
But I
Every
think
single
the-
time.
I'm
One
serious. We gotta
thing-
make a
We
real
do.
compilation.
A
at this
counter,
point.
yes.
Yeah.
The one thing that is restoring though about that page is the sense of community amongst girls.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think like the sense of girlhood, girl code is like very strong. Like I see so many women rooting on women.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, damn
rooting
right.
for other women
Yeah, being
on
like,
that
girl,
page.
he's not worth it. Like,
Right.
leave him.
I'm
You're
also
so beautiful.
on
Blah blah blah.
another page, the Philo Queens Facebook page,
I'm not sure what
Facebook
that
group.
is.
Y'all should join that
I
because
did,
it's
but I
like
didn't
for
join
the
it.
local like surrounding areas.
Mm-hmm.
That is just like a regular advice, like people that are looking for like photographers, like whatever
Cute.
kind of shit you like, just anything life related
Yeah.
goes
Oh, that's
in
cool.
that, and
I
it's
love
like
that.
support. Like I was moved to tears the other night by a post in this fucking
Really?
Facebook group.
Oh,
So
that's-
this girl posted,
cry on
and she
Facebook a
said
lot.
that she was living in out of state, like living in the Northeast, like in New England somewhere, and that her dad was here in Philly and was in the hospital, and like there was no family here in Philadelphia. He was like getting older, like dementia, like really not having a good time. And she was like, you know, I can't afford to keep traveling back and forth to here and from here to Philadelphia. Like, can someone that works at this hospital, maybe there's a nurse in this group that works at this hospital, can you just stop by and check on him and like FaceTime me during your shift? There was like
Damn.
150 women on this fucking chat,
Oh,
like on this
gosh.
thread that volunteered their time
To go and
and
see.
sit with this man. And
Oh,
like,
stop it. That stuff makes me cry. So
I was
easy.
in fucking shambles.
Yeah,
I
that-
was crying
I
at
would
the dinner
also-
table.
yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's like things like that will restore your faith in humanity
Absolutely.
a
Like,
little bit.
but it's girls showing up for girls.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we are all we have at the end of the day. Like, we
Yeah.
have to take care of each other.
Damn right.
And like, I think that's like as anxiety inducing as like the "Are we dating the same guy" page is. It's the where else can you find out about that information?
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Like, how else do you get advice about that kind of stuff? Like,
Yeah.
everyone's looking out for each other at the end of the day, which is super smart.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm scrolling on Facebook one day and I see my man's photo, I will be calling you guys from jail.
I'm kicking
Damn
doors
right.
in.
Yeah.
Something that I feel like is starting to shift for me is, I don't know, I think I was single for a long time, and then I was with my ex who I got engaged to. We broke up, and then I kind of went into another relationship. But
How old were you when you got engaged?
I was 25, turning 26.
How long were
Yeah.
you guys dating? Like before you got
We-
engaged?
I think it was 4 years at that point, 4 years.
gotcha.
The
Yeah.
first year we were really, it was like not serious, I guess. So like 3, 4, depending on how
Yeah.
you look at it. But something that I've been trying to do, because like, I don't know, it's just weird. I think I tried so hard to stay in relationships that weren't really meant for me. Because I really liked them, you know, I loved them and I wanted to be together. Or maybe I, at that point, didn't want to be alone. I was scared to leave. I don't know. But I've been trying to focus on the idea of decentering men. Like, I don't need,
I've been seeing a lot of talk about that.
because I'm 27, but I'm like, my time's running out. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's
Like, I could be
not.
37 and not, I don't need a husband. I don't need,
Damn
I
right.
want a relationship. But it's like,
We
I don't,
love that.
I just like, it's hard though. It's like, I don't know, like, I guess my world is always focused on my relationships. And it's like, no, I can be fulfilled by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm not yet always.
But you know what? You having that mindset is going to like naturally, maybe this is like kind of woo woo of me, but like you're putting that energy out there, like you're going to attract somebody that is
Absolutely.
going
Even,
to
like-
align with like how you are in like presently, and it's going to be great.
I think like something that helps or is helping me try to have that mindset is like, I'm in law school, I work a full-time job, and it's like,
You're a
I
fucking
have too
bad
much.
bitch.
I'm like,
Law
thanks.
school.
But I'm like, I have too much going on. And it just shifted my perspective. Like, I don't want to be married right now. I
Right.
don't want to have kids right now. And that wasn't the case like 2 years ago. So it's like,
Yeah.
my goals are changing. And I think like my mindset on relationships has to change too.
Yeah.
Like, eventually it'll be someone who fits into my life and not me trying to fit into theirs. Because I always do that. Like,
Yeah.
how can I mold myself to best fit your
Right.
life?
You know
It's
what's
like, I need someone to
crazy?
fit mine.
Yeah, damn right. I was listening to a podcast recently, so don't fucking quote me on this, but I was listening to a podcast where somebody else was like reciting this study that they were reading that women are more likely to like die sooner than men because of our depression that is tied to our relationships, and we don't even fucking realize
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, because we
Really?
are, well, men tend to thrive when they're married and in
Yeah.
relationships, and women, more likely than not, most of the time,
weighing
in the
them
study,
down.
yeah, I guess in this study, it was showing that it's literally weighing them down and we don't end up reaching our full potential because we're so invested in our partners and we're so like, we make that person our world,
Yeah.
yet our partner, if our partner is a man, is receiving all that energy and all we're doing is uplifting them and helping
Right.
them all the
It's not
time.
often reciprocated.
Correct, because then nobody's
Yeah.
fucking helping us a lot of the times.
That's exactly like how I felt in my last relationship. Like, I know my ex was a good person and I cared about him, and he did stuff to help. But it's like, I carry the thing that kills women, I feel like, is the mental load. Like, we're the ones
Yes.
thinking about the vet appointments for the dogs, things that have to be done around the house.
We need to buy toilet paper in 2 rolls from now.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like
Literally.
we're thinking about everything, and they're just like living their life like on their schedule.
It's
like,
true.
It kills you. I mean, I was depressed. I was like, I don't feel like a person anymore. Like, I just feel.
Yeah, that's
I
not
don't
like a
know.
partnership. You're like
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
care of the household
And
with
what's-
nothing, like no
I
reciprocation.
need someone to take care of me. That's been like my theme for years. I'm like, I
Yeah.
want someone to take care of me. I'm
Yeah.
always taking
Yes.
care of other people, but not
Yeah.
every woman like gets that.
No.
Like, I'll know shit for your schedule for the next 4 weeks, but you don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Like, they're
just-
not thinking about, like, when should I change the sheets? When should I get a
Yeah.
new toothbrush? Like,
Yeah.
even that
Damn,
stupid
Alex
shit.
is so the opposite of that. Alex is the most in tune
got
person
lucky.
with
Yeah,
everything.
you're very
that
lucky.
motherfucker gets everything for our house.
Really?
I would go with 2 weeks without toilet paper and like use fucking paper towels if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's buying toilet paper and shit before we run out. Like,
That's awesome.
That's like one of his responsibilities is like making sure the household is like
Yeah.
stocked with
That's
things.
awesome.
But like,
'Cause
I
that's
feel
like
like
unheard of for men.
But I feel like it has to be a partnership. Like, you know what
That's
I
the
mean?
point.
Like, that mental burden only comes when things are unequally distributed. Like, what we call that in like sociology and social work is like when there's not a goodness of fit. When like your environmental situations are not like matching like what your internal situation needs it to be. So like if you're doing all of the fucking labor in the house and you're going to feel that because your like environment is not aligning with like how you need things to be taken care of. Like it and like it needs to be reciprocated at the end of the day. Like there's a balance and a flow of everything.
For sure, yeah.
Like,
For sure.
And I think it like I mean, I don't know, like I feel like it was hard to find someone. Like Alex is the first person I've ever met that like cares about like actually contributing to a partnership and like a functional. But I feel like at our age, like we're at a big ass age where like we're not dating someone that's not trying to have like a functional partnership at this rate, you know?
But I think even the fact that all of us can even have this kind of conversation just shows how much like self-reflection that we've done, and the fact that you realize like you have to love yourself to realize that you need somebody else to love you the way that you need to be loved and like take care of you in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have like a good relationship with yourself, which is I'm sure something we're about to get into in a second, you know, there's no way that you would even think like that. Like unfortunately, a lot of women that are probably listening to this podcast right now are probably like, I never even fucking considered that I actually do literally fucking everything. And
99% of tasks.
Besides the like physical stuff too, like I think growing up, I took on a lot of responsibility with, like not like I was a parentified daughter, like I'm sure we all were.
She's in therapy.
But I was I was parenting my parents.
But
I
like
am presently doing that as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I feel like back then maybe my mom or dad like didn't pay attention to what I was doing because I could be trusted. Like I was a parentified daughter. So I carried that into other relationships where people didn't care what I was doing. And all I want is for people to care what I'm doing. Like ask me about school, ask me about work, ask me about my friends. And like it took
just
me
like,
so
oh, she's got
long.
it. Like she's good.
Are you the oldest daughter?
I'm the only daughter, but the youngest child, but I'm the parentified oldest daughter who's not an oldest daughter.
Yep.
But like it's funny, like I feel like not even that long ago realized like I really want someone I've never had anyone in my life ask me about me. And I'm like, that's what I'm missing. And that's what I want. Like if I'm gonna have a partner, I need them to care about like just ask how I would ask. Like I always ask, how's your friend, whoever, and what are you doing? Like, but I want that in return.
Yeah.
So it's the physical stuff too, like help around the house. But even I had that with my ex because he did a lot. But
Physically,
still, it's like I was never. I feel like no one knows me. I know me, and no one else knows me. Yeah, I feel very unseen. I always say it's in the text. Like I feel lonely sometimes. Like I'm in my own bubble that only I know about.
No, I can
So that
understand
sucks.
that.
Like I don't ever want to be in a relationship, but that's how it's gonna make me feel.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't
But
think
at least
that's
you
an
recognize
uncommon
that.
feeling. I think that's probably like a really common thing that
I think
like
that's
a
why
lot of
people get
women our age
divorced
feel
after like 10 years because they're like, oh shit, like this man doesn't even know me.
Well, right, yeah, especially because they're like settling. Because if you're not thinking like that and you're not having that kind of conversation within your own brain, like it's so easy to get lost and not even realize that because somebody's like buying you fucking flowers or paying for your dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Yeah, like as women, I feel like we justify so much. Like, oh, he'd be a good dad. He'd be a good whatever. He has a good job.
Yeah.
It's like that's just one part of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna really be your partner? Is he gonna know you? Is he gonna defend you?
100%. Yeah. Today, yesterday my car battery died and I tried to get a jump and it didn't work. So I was so stressed out last night. Car things, especially recently, are like, I get so stressed out about them. Like I was overly, and Trav yesterday, he was like, it's going to be cool. Like, I don't know why you're freaking out about it. This morning he comes down after he wakes up and he's like, I don't know why you're freaking out about it. And then he was like, you know what? Like, give me the fucking keys, and literally like drove to there, like basically like changed the battery back to the old one, turned the car on, drove the car back and was like, here's your keys, go get like a new battery. And like basically like started the whole like process for me because like I just was so anxious about like starting the process of getting this car situation fixed. And it was like, oh my God, everything feels so much easier now. Like he recognized like, okay, like clearly
this is
too much
on your
for
plate
you.
right
Like
now.
I'm going to like catapult this, you know, and like that, that
and having someone to be able to like recognize when you're in times of need like that is really important.
for sure. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, Travis will be like in the worst mood and I'm like, all right, what do you want for dinner? Like,
Right.
Because I'm
Yeah.
like, this man's fucking hangry. He needs to
Right.
eat something.
And especially since you guys have a kid, like you guys need to be able to read each other's vibes
And,
to
like,
be able to
anticipate
know
each
like
other's
when to
needs.
tag in.
Yes,
Like
100%. Yeah.
Do you have like a crazy ass like dating or relationship story?
I have a couple.
I know.
But like
You literally every time that I watch your Instagram story, I'm like, this bitch needs her own podcast because I would tune the fuck in.
Are you like I'm talking to the camera person and telling stories person?
Yes,
Yes.
so
Okay.
random too.
I
Like it'll be
need-
like once every 3 months. I'm like, yes, and I'm like
I-
so locked in.
And
used
that
to be a
every
lot
once in a
more.
while too. Well, I need to follow you on social media.
Yeah.
'cause
I don't do it as much anymore. I feel like this time last year, I only had stories. Like, they were coming out the woodwork. Like, I don't know what was
got
going
a lot
on.
of shit going on. Lots to talk about.
When I first left my fiance, I definitely had some crazy dates. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just going out and like, I went on a date with this guy. So sweet. Like, just a really, really nice guy. We talked for a couple of weeks, which is like longer than, like, I don't like to do all that. Like, if we're going to
Yeah.
meet, let's meet like after a week or something. So we were talking for a couple of weeks. So sweet. And he took me to this picnic, like a picnic area, whatever. It was really cute. He did the fucking most. Like, he brought the vinyl, like portable vinyl thing, and he brought some records. He even had like a separate battery to plug it into and make it work.
Cute.
He brought food, like tacos and stuff. And he was just very cute. But I don't know, like we got to this area, we started smoking, and I never smoke on a date because I don't know what's gonna happen, like with me, because I told you before I go nonverbal, like,
Yeah.
and I did go nonverbal, but also like the way we were sitting, my leg went completely numb, and now I'm anxious and stoned out of my mind. I don't even know what was in there. Like I was stoned as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like tweaking. I'm like, I can't feel my leg. I can't feel it. And he's like, you're okay. He's like, you want to get up? I'm like, I can't feel my leg.
You're like, no, bitch, I can't
And
stand.
this whole time he's like trying to kiss me, and I'm like, brother, I feel paralyzed. Like,
Yeah.
we can,
You're like hyper
and
aware
we're
of
in the
your
middle
leg.
of the woods. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like, I need to get out of here.
It's like a phantom leg.
fight
And
or
it was
flight
so,
kicked
like,
in.
Yeah, like he's just being chill and romantic, but also I realized once we met in person, like there's nothing here. Like I was gonna
Yeah.
go on a
Yeah,
date
yeah.
and then dip.
You're like, I'll just smoke some of your weed first.
Yeah.
Well, like I don't know. I felt bad because he pulled it. I'm like, all right, like why not? Like I didn't know it was part of the plan, but yeah, it was just kind of funny. Like I made up a reason to leave, and I left like completely stoned. Like we trekked through the woods. I'm like not even a person, and
Right.
I went home. But yeah, I don't
Did
know.
he text you like afterwards?
I think I texted him first because something about me, like if I don't feel the vibes, I'm just gonna tell you like right away. Like,
You're gonna lock
so
your
much
door
better
and
than
be
me.
like,
I get so uncomfortable telling people that I don't like that. Like,
Yeah.
there was nothing harder to me than like telling a super nice guy that like it's not gonna work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would rather crawl into a fucking hole and die.
Well, I had
Like,
this other date over the summer. This one was bad. This was horrible. So I was talking to this guy who seemed really nice, really funny, and we went to a brewery, and it was fun. Like, but throughout the entire date, he kept pressing me for like another date, like, and not even just a second date. Like, he wanted a third and fourth date booked, and I'm like, that's cute. Like, I'm glad they're having a good time, but it was like every other minute. I'm
Like,
can
oh,
we
so
just
what do you want to do for our fourth date?
Yes, I'm like, can we just like enjoy this moment right now? Like,
Yeah,
why are
that's
you
weird.
pressing? Like, the constant pressure to have a second date was stressing me out.
Yeah.
And it was still kind of fine, but I don't know. At this point, I had like a couple beers and we like kind of hooked up outside. Anyway,
Love that for you.
Yes.
well, I don't because we hooked up and he. First of all, no, I can't say that on the
Send
podcast.
Said it, yeah. We can edit it out if you don't want it in.
It was just like a micro penis. Like that shit was
No!
so small.
Oh,
And
no.
we're in the car of the like in the parking lot of the brewery.
Oh, no.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I'm butt ass naked in the parking lot, like having a small dick. I'm like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react. Another thing, I don't know how I
Wait,
would
you got
react.
no warning? He didn't tell
No,
you
he
shit.
didn't warn me it was about to be 2 inches, and he kept trying to do anal. I'm like, with that?
What?
In the first date in the brewery parking lot?
That's bonkers.
Can we
Yeah.
like take a step back?
Yeah, that's fucking
And
bonkers.
then he left me a huge fucking hickey a week before I had a work trip for the first time.
How old are we?
Literally, and I was like, I feel like you're branding. This is what. So we did it. We got our clothes on, and then I yelled at him.
We did it.
Yeah. And I like got dressed and then I started yelling at him. I'm like, I feel like you're branding me. Like the whole date, you're pressing me for a second date, a third date, a fourth date.
He knew he had a tiny peach and he was trying to get you in on like the other dates
because the next day he was like, I said I had plans the next day and he was like, is it a date? And I was like, yeah. We're not exclusive. It's the first time I'm meeting you.
First of all, don't fucking ask me that question. Secondly,
do you want to get pissed off because you're about to be? Like, ask dumb questions, get dumb answers.
Yeah.
Like, so that is like before the hickey thing. So yeah, it was just not great. Like it was
I
just
can't
such
believe
a bad...
you saw micropeen and you continued.
Yeah.
that's insane.
Well,
I feel like that's up there with like uncircumcised. I mean,
what do you do when you're what do you do when you're like naked though? You'd be like, actually, I changed my mind.
absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
I think I was hoping he'd get better at using it. It never got better.
Damn.
And it didn't like. It was just, I don't even know what was in my head. Also, I still had
But
like,
here's my thing, micropeen is like shorter than like the depth of my ass crack, bro. And you're gonna try to do anal?
That's
Like,
crazy.
you gotta get through the cheeks first and you can't.
right? Like how?
You barely got through the front. Like, what are you gonna do back there?
Yeah.
Right? And he wasn't just like trying to do anal. Like, he was so set on like eating my ass. I'm like, I don't know what this is way too intense for me. Like, go ahead, maybe, but like, why are you begging for it?
Okay, can we talk about the fact that car sex fucking blows?
Oh my God, the
know.
worst.
Oh, I have had car sex before, but it was like in Trav's tour van, so it was a little.
That's
There's
different.
a little bit of
That's not the back of a
yeah.
fucking Toyota RAV4.
Yeah.
You know what I
Fucking
mean? Like,
like a
Volkswagen Golf.
Hyundai Elantra.
I don't know. Like, I've had good car sex before, but some better than others. I
Yeah.
know when I was in my Jeep, I had sex.
Oh, you
and,
have
like,
space though.
I mean,
was
I
gonna
was
say.
riding, so like, there's not. It was okay.
Right, it's not a lot of headroom.
Yeah, but
That would work for me. I'm a tall ass bitch.
what was so unfortunate though is after there was like some residue on the seat. I was like, oops. So I went to clean it. That stain never came out. The 4 years I
Cloth
had.
seats?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I used a fucking green machine, a cleaner. It never went away. I would lie to people. I'm like, that's ice cream. Like that was crazy.
Put a little cushion down.
I'm like, I'm so sorry you're sitting on that and you don't know.
Oh my God, holy shit. I mean, I think it's got to be the same thing for people with their couch though. Like same shit.
I had a funny incident like a few weeks ago with that. I was on my way to the Eagles parade and our asses were sitting on the L. A bunch
Yeah.
of us. We were squadron deep going to the Eagles game. And Alex feels the need, I didn't know, to point out that there was cum on my beanie. Like while we were out. And like he
turn
said
it
it,
around.
I was like, I did. I
Turn
turned
it
it
inside
around.
out or something.
I was like, oh, and then I looked at it and I was like, not a little bit either.
was
And I was
like-
like, why was I wearing a beanie when I was giving head one? Like,
I love that for you.
And
He's
like-
got to keep the hair looking cute. You
Yeah.
know?
oh my God. But I was like, now I can't unthink that now.
Yeah.
I was
God.
embarrassed for the rest of the day.
Wait, does anybody else? I know we're going on a totally different topic than we originally thought. Does anybody else like? No, you guys probably can't relate. Can you relate to this? Do you have to have like sex at a certain time because of how fucked up your hair is going to be afterwards?
Yes.
I do not
Fresh
relate to
blowout.
that.
Yes.
True.
I don't give a
True.
fuck about my hair though.
Yeah,
No,
I was
but
gonna say, my
listen.
hair never looks like good enough to care about.
Right.
Yeah, but your hair is straight, so you could just brush it. But me with curly
Yeah, I
hair,
was gonna say you do have like texture to your hair.
girl, if my hair is first of all, let me get my fucking bonnet if I need to in a second. Okay, secondly, also I'm like, you can't. First of all, don't touch my shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck how much you want to pull or whatever. Like this shit is about to be fucking horrible. And even if I put it in a
Yeah.
ponytail, the motherfuckers are gonna know. Everyone's gonna know. So.
It's sex hairs.
Either,
it shows,
I need time to be able to get in the shower afterwards, or we're doing this shit before we go to bed, or I'm not going anywhere today.
That
it has
makes
to be,
sense.
yeah, and I
no
hate that.
spontaneous.
No, there's no spontaneity.
Yeah.
No, there's no spontaneity
You're
by
like,
any
okay,
means.
I'm gonna put in a reservation for about 8 p.m. tonight.
No, listen,
Does
we
that
be
work for you?
talking about it.
Decline.
I'm like, not right now, but like later, because we don't got shit to do.
When I have to like worry about my hair, that's when you like do an over the sink type of thing, or like
yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, just do back there. And I don't get all sweaty.
Over the
'cause,
sink, and I pictured the wrong thing happening.
like just bent over. Because
I
when
understand now. Yeah.
what gets my hair so fucked up is like when I'm riding, because then I get sweaty and I'm like putting my work in. That's my leg workout for the week. Like when I'm on top.
Too lazy
and then
for
my
that
hair
shit.
gets all messed
I'll tell you
up.
what, too lazy for that.
I can't
Me
survive up
too.
there. I've had too many
I'm
knee
very much a
surgeries.
horizontal sex type of bitch.
Yeah.
Same.
I've had too many knee surgeries. I can't survive up there.
It is
Yeah.
so good to do it on the couch. Like if the guy's sitting straight up and you ride, it doesn't even feel like work.
Okay, that
Really?
I approve
That's
of.
true.
I
Best
approve of
position.
that. Yes,
Yes.
it might be.
That's the only way. When you're
Yeah.
horizontal or they're horizontal and you're on top, it's like, holy fuck, my quads aren't built
Yeah.
for this.
Yes,
It's
dude.
not
Yeah,
for
I
me.
need someone to be in the sitting position.
Yeah, no. I
No,
gotta
totally
I gotta
agree with
time it
that.
right because you only got a certain window that this will
Yeah.
work for me,
Oh,
and it's
same.
like less than 2 minutes, and then I gotta
Oh,
fucking
for-
go.
Yeah, I'll like put my time in, like, and then
Flop it
then
down.
we're switching it up again.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're never finishing with me doing work.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
fuck no. Fuck
Oh my
no.
god, I don't know. Like last year, I hooked up with this guy. It was so good. It was really good. I think about it all the time. But it was funny because I rode him like the first time we ever had sex, and he was like, "That's the best I've ever had." Like no one has ever ridden me like
You're
that.
like,
And then
"That's
every
great."
Fucking talking
But
about.
I've heard that from multiple guys. I'm like, you guys are either gassing my head or this is my only superpower. Like, like when I want a man to like, I don't know, if I'm trying to like pull out the extra stops, then I'll ride them. And it always is like that's what they talk about like weeks later.
Probably
I'm
because
like, yo,
most
what?
people are lazy and most girls don't want to do that.
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
like
true.
other girls.
Wait, I feel like maybe you should give the audience some fucking advice then.
Yeah.
I feel like we
I'm
need some
trying to get
tips or
some-
something.
yeah.
I'm about to pull out my phone and
that
take some
cool.
fucking notes.
I don't. I'm trying to think of like when I've watched porn, what they do. It's like
Yeah.
not in porn. Like you can't do what they do because like that's bad. It's like you're like
Like ocean.
you're like grinding,
Yes.
but like sitting up. Yeah, I
love
don't
that.
know. Or like then you hit them with like the twerk on it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can't do
yeah.
that shit. I got scoliosis. This shit has not been back there. Yeah, no.
Like every time I do that combo,
Yeah.
yeah.
that.
Should we do group chat gossip for this real quick?
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start.
Please do, because I don't have a fucking
I
thing
have-
to say.
I have been obsessed with getting a new car lately. Because my
Yes,
car
yeah.
is so fucked that I've just been like hyper fixating on like I've been on every single like Carvana, the car shop place like right up the
Babe.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more Buicks.
Oh, we're not
No
ever
more
getting
Saturn.
No.
No, we're never getting
No more.
Fuck no.
But I've been like obsessively staring and like trying
need
to
to
figure
get a
out how to.
Toyota.
Yeah, I'm thinking a Hyundai because I
Yeah.
had good luck with a Hyundai or a Jeep.
I think the Hyundais have gotten better. They used to be little POS cars, but they've
I-
gotten
Yeah, they
much
can
better.
be
My
little piece of
first car
shits.
was a Hyundai Accent. It was the tiniest,
Oh.
shittiest version of a Hyundai.
They were cute.
and I loved that car, and it was through some shit with me. And
You know
it
what's safe
lasted.
as fuck for you though is a Honda.
Yeah,
You can never go wrong with a fucking Honda. Those
that's
motherfuckers will go
true.
to 900,000 miles. Like
Yeah.
they're
Good ass.
I've heard
Yeah.
that as well. Yeah,
yeah, and it doesn't matter what fucking year you get. Like Honda has always been good.
consistent.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good
Not
to
like
know.
fun and exciting, but like
That's
reliable.
fine. I don't really need fun and exciting. I just
Right.
need safe and like not flammable.
Yeah, right.
Not
right,
that
like gonna
ass.
catch on fire.
that
Yeah.
part. What about you, Gina? Do you have anything you've been obsessing over this week?
Oh my god. Okay, so kind of in November after the election, I applied to get my gun permit.
Respect.
And like I finally just did my fingerprints for it, so now I'm like on a gun thing. Like, but I am a liberal woman. Like I never even wanted a gun, but
Me
I'm like,
either, but I'm considering as well.
because I'm like
These
I wanna
motherfuckers
protect
are getting
myself.
testy
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yes.
a complete leftist, and if I could have a gun legally, I would, but I can't legally
Why?
because I smoke weed legally. I have a medical marijuana card, and in Pennsylvania, you can't also
What?
own a gun.
Damn, I
and
thought we
have
were gonna
medical
get
marijuana.
some crazy ass.
No,
Laura,
Yeah,
like,
I
no,
was
I was
gonna
arrested.
say,
I'm not a felon.
Okay, I thought maybe that was potentially the direction we were
No,
going.
I
We
know.
need
I've
to
been
talk.
convicted of no crimes.
That's good.
But yeah, no. Apparently, you can take perk 30s and have guns in Pennsylvania. Like that's totally fine. But like, you cannot smoke weed and own guns.
That's
Get the
crazy.
fuck out of
That's
here! Oh my
crazy.
god.
That's literally bonkers.
But I
Holy
feel
shit.
that, like, honestly, like, I think there's nothing more smart that a woman in their 20s to 30s could do than learn how to properly use a gun.
Because like
Yeah.
right now it feels like a war against women. Like I don't know what's
Yes.
gonna happen, but at least I can have something that I know how to use and. I don't know, even like threaten, like if I need to, like I would never want to
Absolutely.
use it, but like
Absolutely.
have something I know how to use.
Yeah, just
So
show
that's
it
been
to
my
somebody
thing.
and like
Yeah.
have yeah.
I want it to
Yeah.
be pink, but
You can
Hell
get it.
yeah.
I saw a really cute pink
they have
gun.
a glitter pink one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that doesn't seem so badass. Like, does it? I don't know. That's a
I
problem.
think that it doesn't matter what a gun looks like. I
It's
think
a
it's
gun
going to
you
be
point at.
scary.
You know what I'm saying? Has anyone seen Trailer Park Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I watched it because of you.
Do you remember the scene where they're having a big shootout in
Yes.
Sunnyvale Trailer Park and Trevor is given a gun? He goes, Julian, this is a pirate's gun. It's like some old ass, like janky revolver from like the 1600s.
Yeah.
That's
I
so fucking
weirdly,
funny.
speaking of guns, I weirdly found like an old ass gun
That's
when I was
sick.
younger, like a part of it in like a swamp in
Oh.
my backyard, and my dad was like, "I'm gonna take that away from you."
That's
And now
sick.
I'm like, I wonder where that, like, who owned. I think about it sometimes. I was
Yeah.
like 10, but I'm like, I wonder who owned that gun and how it ended up back there.
Yeah,
It'd be like that. I was always told that you're supposed to keep one legal gun and one illegal gun, but y'all didn't hear that advice from me.
That's very
My mom is
Pennsylvania.
so like lately my mom has been like almost conspiracy theorist. Like she used to be conservative and now she's a liberal, but she's like really deep in like all the theories. Like she's like, I want to have a gun and a rifle. I'm like, who are you blowing up with a rifle? Like why do you need both?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like,
The
"Guys."
shock factor.
She's like, you could do more damage. I'm like, who are you blowing up with a rifle?
Are you
Not a
okay?
rifle, She needs a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do not need a shotgun.
My dad is also a conspiracy theory like guy.
So is mine.
But he's like the opposite. He went from like liberal to like bordering
Oh.
conservative to like kind of like Joe Biden is a skinwalker kind of guy.
Does he also believe that Michelle Obama is a man? Because I've heard that conspiracy.
No. I don't think he's ever said that to me. If he does believe that, that never got to me. Probably because he knows it's bullshit.
The one
Yeah.
conspiracy that I stand firm in, Bush did 9/11.
Oh, well.
100%.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad we're all on the same page, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm really glad about that.
Do you have any group chat gossip?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm always having hyperfixations. The past like 2 weeks for me, it's been like deep house music. Like, I want to be in the club.
Okay, got it. Hell yeah.
This is similar to last week's, I feel. The last episode.
I don't know, but like Zed, like that song Stay, Middle,
Okay.
Clarity, like 2016 house music has a chokehold on me right now.
Okay, is that like when Justin Bieber tried to like have some house music?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, no, like chain smokers.
Okay,
like,
got
if
you.
I could be in a club hearing Closer by the Chainsmokers again for the first time,
You would love to.
that would just boost serotonin into
Okay,
my body.
understand.
Like,
Yeah.
with the girl, like a night to just, hear me out, like get dressed up, hot as fuck, makeup done like it's 2016,
Me
Yeah.
today.
hit the club with your besties.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I need.
I love
I
that.
feel that.
Yeah. I
I
Damn.
feel like there's got to be some clubs in Philly that do a 2016 night, and
They
if
have
not,
to.
they
I
have
should
to.
be
We have
banking
emo
on it.
night and
Yeah.
shit. Like we have to have
When
something of
emo
the
night
sort.
started, the inner child in me was like a standing ovation happening.
I
Like,
love
Yes,
an emo night, but
yeah.
I need like white girl bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
they have those. My friend, Bianca, her boyfriend is like a DJ, and he does emo nights, but he does Taylor Swift nights. He does like a bunch of different like nights.
I'm not a Swiftie
Me neither.
by any means.
Me either.
I'm glad we're all on the same. I'm not a Swiftie.
Me either.
You know, I will say
Me
she's
either.
a very nice person.
I don't
Have
knock
you met
that.
her
I
before?
believe that.
Yeah, I have met her before. This is my little movie industry kid fucking showing. One of the first commercials I ever did, I was like in 7th grade, I think, and I did this Taylor Swift commercial for this like new like Panasonic fucking camera or something. I can't remember what brand it was, but anyways, we were there. I was there for like, I think that was my longest day of work I've ever worked. I believe it was like a 19-hour long shoot.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally.
In 7th grade?
7th grade, yeah.
That's
So
fucking
they
bonkers.
They had a bunch of kids. We were all supposed to be in like the front row of this like fucking commercial or whatever. If anybody knows what commercial I'm talking about, we all like drop down from wires and she like takes a picture of all of her fucking fans and then they like all get snatched up by these wires. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
I need to see this.
Yeah, I was there. They wrapped all the kids on time. So technically it wasn't like illegal, you know, because I wasn't working anymore. But they kept the adults and my dad was also fucking working. And my dad was my fucking ride. And I didn't even live in California. I lived in New Jersey and like I had to fly to go do the job and everything. Anyway, Taylor was still there. Like after a while, she taught me my first 3 chords on guitar, I think.
Cute.
That's
Yeah,
a
she was
slay to
sweet.
say.
Yeah, she was nice. This was like way back in the day,
But
though,
like,
before she got like
I
super
don't like
famous.
hate Taylor Swift.
Me
No,
neither.
I hate
I
the-
just don't get it.
I don't get the Swifties, and that's the thing. I'm not a Swiftie. I was never a believer.
I don't
I
like
was never
the
a
fan
one
base.
deer.
Yeah.
I was a little Wayne girly.
Yeah.
You know what I
me
mean?
too. Let me
Like,
tell you fucking what.
I was.
Yeah.
That was me. Like,
I'll tell you what.
rap
The Carter
music.
2.
oh, go DJ.
that-
That's my DJ. Like,
To add to the Taylor Swift part, like I'm definitely not a Swiftie, but I also just feel like there's no ethical way to be a billionaire. And if, especially her, like it's the meme, like she flies across like the shortest distances, but it's like, I don't know, like I think she is so good with her publicity. Like her manager just does such a good job of washing everything away that's negative.
Yeah.
Like I do feel like she's probably very nice to converse with, but I always wonder, I'm like, how ethical is she sometimes? Like she
Yeah.
releases new stuff all the time that's basically the same as the last. Like she'll
20
add a
different
new-
versions of the same fucking
which
vinyl.
I understand
like,
why she did her Taylor's version. That made sense. But sometimes it's like she'll sell an album that's not much different than the last. Like it has a new song or something. So people buy the album, or
Again.
she gets a different album cover and they buy the album again. It's like you're just kind of like you know your
Pushing the
fans are
same
gonna
shit,
buy it.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to make the
I
charts.
saw some of the merch lines from the Eras tour, and they were like days, like people propped up like a day before
Yeah.
just to get in the merch lines.
Yeah.
Like I saw people booking like whole ass flights to like. Here's the thing: I love music. I love going to concerts.
Same.
I'm not flying to Europe and paying thousands of dollars to go to a concert.
That's
I'm
how the
not
Billie
doing that.
Eilish fans are. Like, the
not
fandom
doing
is
that.
wild.
Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. Like I can't justify. Maybe it's just the poverty in me, but like.
Me either.
Unless you're like gonna make a big trip out of it, like you're already like, okay, I'm gonna go to Europe and then
Right.
do this there. But also like,
Yeah, that
I
makes
don't
sense.
Or
know.
you're basing your timing off of that because you
Yeah.
want to see this artist and you might as well
that
see them
also
there.
makes
Yeah.
sense to me. But
Yeah.
if
The only
you're
way
just going because you're like following somebody on
Yeah.
a tour, that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy
it's
to me.
Like the only
Crazy.
way I could conceive like traveling to go see music was if it was like a festival setting where I could see more than one person.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to like a
100%.
Riot Fest
Yeah,
or
I-
like
Honestly,
My-
fuck a festival. Too many goddamn people for me.
Honestly,
I
My
can't
friend
do it
went to,
anymore.
I think like Russia maybe for like an EDM sort of thing. It was like a whole fest. It was like 3 days long. That makes sense to me.
that's
3
Wow.
days worth of
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah.
There's this festival coming up, and it's 2 days in Wisconsin. And the one day Nickelback is headlining it, and the next day Creed is.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to be there.
My friend Kate might be doing merch. I can probably get you in.
Hell yeah.
If you want to like work it as
it would
like a
probably
merch
be
person.
only me because I can probably convince nobody to go to
That's
that with
okay.
me.
There
Yeah.
will be people that are on the same page as you. No, my friend Kate, like she does like merch stuff. So she like usually if there's a fest like that, she's like the merch
Right.
manager for it.
Oh, that's
Hell yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wonder if I have a hyperfixation of this week. Yeah, this is a little bit of an odd one. I have been obsessed with the idea of relaxation, but I don't know when it's coming. Like that's the
Real?
problem. No,
So
for
real,
real.
ain't
Like,
never gonna come if you
Yeah.
don't make it.
Yeah.
God,
that's so
like,
true.
I literally was. First of all, I was like in New Jersey. We did a podcast episode like the last time that we recorded. I flew out like the next fucking day, went to California, packed up all my fucking shit the first day that I was there. Then I had like a bunch of appointments the second day, had to get my hair braided like this for work. Worked the next day, like 3 hours from Los Angeles. Worked all fucking day first of all, at a dry ass lake bed where I was like gray by the time that I left because I was driving a convertible with the top down. We love script writers so fucking much. Anyways, and then I drove 3 hours to to LAX, flew out that same night, fucking landed here the next day, packed up all the podcast shit. We went and did a podcast somewhere else yesterday, and now I'm recording fucking 3 episodes today. And like the whole time in my brain, this has been since like fucking Monday, and now it's Sunday, and the whole time I've been like, you have one psychotic, crazy fucking week, and then you get to rest on Monday. But
Yeah.
realistically, no, bitch, because you have 4 episodes to edit now.
That's crazy.
So like, I was like,
So let's not even push ourselves to do another one and take some time to fucking chill and do what you
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah, you need to
No.
like relax then.
no.
I have such a hard time taking off from work.
So do I.
like similarly, like I took off a Friday and a Monday, and Friday I ended up going to a meeting that was last minute, and I went, and then I answered emails at night, and then I Monday like ended up working too, and it's like, why? I could just like, it's hard to.
It's hard to say no.
Yeah, or like
hard to- yeah,
you're
put
worried
it
about
down.
falling behind. You're
Yeah.
like, I'll just keep going, but you really don't relax unless you make it a thing. Like you have
Yeah,
to force
until you
yourself to
make it.
relax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
so true.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's fucking sucks. I hate it. But I'm like, I don't know. I think that also like all of the like constant movement doesn't bother me that much. But I think that for me, a lot of the times it's like the afterwards, like the aftermath of the effect that I'm like, oh shit, like now I have to do all of this stuff to clean up all of the stuff that I just did. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Yeah, one of these days I'll fucking learn how to chill out.
Just sit in bed all day.
I wish.
I've been rotting.
I love to rot.
Yeah,
There's
good
one
for
thing
you.
I'll fucking do is relax.
God,
Like,
no, I wish I could say the same.
I don't have kids to worry about.
I do.
I know I know, and that's the thing, because if I had kids, I wouldn't be able to relax.
Yeah.
But like, once I know my job is taken care of and my schoolwork is taken care of, I'm fucking relaxing. Like,
Not me.
I work too damn fucking hard not to.
Yeah, good for
Like,
you. No, I can't, because I think that like that's the other part of my thing too. Is I was having this conversation with Josh recently, and he's like, "Why do you think that you're so stressed out?" And I was like, "Because I can't ever turn my brain off." First of all, like, I think the reason that I'm a person that doesn't send a lot of like memes, funny texts, like random like just stuff, and it's always like business, or whatever's on my brain, is because I have to be so reliant on my phone. The second that my phone rings, I have to pick it up, or else I'm missing a job.
Gotcha.
So like, I don't like to be attached to my phone and having long form texting conversations, because I'm constantly just like, work? No. You know what I mean? So I think it like makes my anxiety spike, and then it comes back down for a minute. But then I also think that like, because I never know where my next job is coming from, I do a job and I still don't feel fucking relaxed, because I'm like, cool, now that paycheck's gonna come, and then I have no idea when the fuck I'm gonna get paid next. I think that that's a big like part of the reason that I'm constantly so stressed out. I think that like, not only does my phone stress me out, like going off all the time, you know, with like memes or whatever, group chats and blah blah blah, but also like, I'm just constantly like, how else can I make money? What else can I do that's going to be productive, that's going to like help me get to the next level of whatever, so I can finally chill the fuck out? And I became like hyper aware of that this week.
Have you, did you, in that hyper awareness, did you reflect on like any of the connections to like toxic productivity culture that like is embedded in that?
Yeah. I mean, and I know that like hustle culture is like a huge part of the problem for me, because I think that I've always been like this, because my dad is a hyper productive person, and my dad is like a fucking workaholic, where everybody's like, that's so good, like they're so like embedded in their work and blah blah blah. Like, no, you never
That's
fucking
what
sit
toxic
down.
productivity culture wants us to believe, that that's a good thing to be such a workaholic. But like, coming from somebody like me who has worked myself to a point where I've had to take like a leave of absence, like burnout is a real thing. And like all of the words and language that you're using to like describe your experience and your levels of stress, like in connection to like your work that you're doing. I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but like you're already on a path to burning out.
Yeah,
like
for
if you
sure.
don't carve that time for yourself.
No, that
like,
makes sense.
And that's the concerning thing, because like I don't think I truly learned how to relax. Like until I burnt out.
Yeah, I've been feeling like I kind of like feel better now, but a couple weeks ago I knew I was like at my breaking point. And I knew I was getting there when I was like literally having dreams about work and things I had to do, or waking up early with anxiety about going to work. And I'm like, this is not healthy.
No.
I'm going to like snap and quit, or, you know, like make an impulsive
you need
decision.
to make a change at that point.
But it kind of like, it passed, but it's not great. Like you gotta get out of that.
Because like here's the thing, like you're never like, the relationship that I have with work, and like I'm passionate about my job just like you are, like I know that if my needs are not being met, like if I'm not taking that time to relax, to eat, to drink, to sleep, like to actually enjoy this social time that I'm spending with my friends and loved ones, like I know I will not be showing up to do the work as my best self.
That's true.
Like that's a huge thing to like think, like it's like the pouring from an empty cup. Like if you're not meeting your needs, like, and taking care of yourself, like even if that's just giving yourself time, like it's like, I don't know, I think like not taking care, like not giving yourself the time and space to know what your body needs is like one of the biggest disservices you could do to yourself.
Yeah, you're damn right.
It's really like damaging to people's mental health, like the toxic productivity culture. Like it can, and like modern like capitalism, like it really will do it to you.
Me agreeing with you, and I'm like, I'm the problem. It's up here that's the issue.
I think like also because I struggle with relaxing too. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm always worried about what I'm going to come back to and like what's waiting for me. But
that's natural.
It's just like making an emphasis when you feel that to just be like, okay, it's okay that I feel that way, but let me
Yeah.
try to focus on the present moment. But I don't think that's something that, like, it won't happen the first time you take time off. It's like you're building a habit of like, here, let me put that away,
Yeah.
put that feeling, you know,
Yeah.
unpack it, put it away, and like enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn, I agree. Holy shit. Okay, how do I end this one? Let
On
me
that
see.
note,
I know.
mini intervention for
We can go therapy session. I'll fucking stop
And if you need
recording.
any helps on self-care and relaxing.
No, stop. I'm rolling the outro music. Fuck this. Okay, wait. Let me be honest.